Good evening, ladies, and welcome to the How to Start a Property Investment Business in 90 Days. Welcome. You're in for a real treat this evening, and I'm looking forward to going through this mastermind class with you and teaching you all you need to know about investing in property, whether you be a newbie or a seasoned investor. So let's get started. Does this sound like you? Why are some women property investors able to create a plan of action while others are baffled where to start? Why do some have a solid property strategy while others are overwhelmed with information overload? And why are some people able to implement their strategy while others are confused on the strategy that best suits them? So I'm going to answer all these three questions for you. And if this sounds like you, stay with me until the end. We have a treat. So tonight is all about you. It's in this free mastermind class, I will share with you the 8 key steps to take while building out your property business and becoming that savvy property investor, and how to profit from your properties by answering these questions, and also to get really clarification on what strategy suits you and why choosing the right strategy that suits you will make you have a profitable business. So you may all already know me, some of you may know me already, but let me reintroduce myself. My name is Sapphire Gray. Hi and welcome. I'm a proud mother of 4 and a grandmother of 7. Yes, I know I look too young to be a grandmother of 7, but I actually am. I'm a property investor, consultant and coach, and a award-winning business coach. I created the Savvy Women Investors Academy because I really wanted to show women and showcase to women that you can achieve what you want to do with the right support. I'm also a #1 best-selling author, and today I would like to announce that my new book has been launched. So when you're all invited to the launch party, so when that time comes, please feel free to celebrate with me. I'm your host today. Now let's get started on how you can create your business in 90 days. I want to share with you, over the last 30 years of business and counting, these are some of the properties that I've had and acquired and still have in my property portfolio. I have hundreds of properties now that I have either flipped or hold, or I develop and turn from a freehold property into units, which is flats. HMO is in our portfolio, single lets, family lets is in our portfolio as well. So just giving you a bit of background about who I am. I also teach it, I talk about it. I've been on the radio as well. These are the few awards and publications I've been in and partnerships I have as well. I've been a top 50 business consultant for the UK. I've been in, I've got accreditations under AQA. I've spoken at Barclays, I've spoken at NatWest, and also, again, I'm a best-selling author as well, was a #1 best-selling author. So how to start a property business in 90 days, the 8 key steps in becoming a savvy property investor. Now, you all have taken out your time today to come and listen to this mastermind class, and I really appreciate and respect your time. So in order for you to really concentrate and get as much benefits from this, I'd really like you to put away those phones, put away all your Twitters and your Instagrams and your Facebooks. You'll still be famous afterwards. And just concentrate, get that notepad and that pen, because I'm going to be giving away some real good nuggets that you can take away and go to develop your business in 90 days. So you've got questions and we've got answers. So if you feel that you've got any questions that you want asked, please put it in the chat and we'll be happy to answer those questions for you. So tonight we're going to go through the 8 steps. We're going to do the introduction, creating your foundation, creating your property strategy, creating your financial plan, creating your legal foundation, creating your property business plan, and creating your property business, which in turn creates your legacy. So my goal tonight on this on this mastermind class is basically, it's simple. Is to help you easily get clarification on the 8 key steps in becoming that savvy property investor and knowing the best strategy that would suit you. Today, I will show you the first steps by helping you to focus on your property strategy and end goals so that you can have a great sense of motivation, which I want to give you, and a drive to move yourself forward. And that will give you the greater opportunity to experience less stress in your property business going forward. Are you ready to make this happen? Please share it in the chat. Thank you for sharing. But there's a warning before this. Before we actually dig in, my ultimate goal is to teach you the blueprint. And the blueprint is what I've developed, which I worked on. And why I actually developed it is to help people like yourself, women like yourself, to become that boss lady in the property investment space. And there is 8 key steps in becoming a savvy property investor. I've got to warn you about something though, and it's critically important that you really pay attention, you know, or it guarantees you that you won't succeed. Right now, you may feel, you know, that you're at a loss and you're feeling confused. You've watched all these programs, you've done all this research, and you may be feeling lost amongst yourselves. Like maybe watching the YouTube videos or property shows, and we've all watched property shows or attended various events and even signed up thousands of pounds, and it's surmounted to nothing. And that's what I want to stop you doing, is collecting those shiny objects and not really concentrating on what you're actually going to be developing, and that's working on your strategy that suits you and creating your business and creating a base and building upon that base. So this might be your current reality. I apologize, my slides have just gone skew with. I apologize for this. So this might be your current reality, but this is a fundamental shift. And the reason why this blueprint actually works well. In fact, you might have already tried to form a property plan and never realized that the necessary steps to actually take and focus on was basically following a step-by-step process. And that's why I always say, trust the process. And once you develop that, the end goal will be achieved and you will have financial awareness and financial savviness amongst you all, which I hope for you today. So today you will see how the whole picture works, not just part of it, how each step links to one another. So please concentrate on the steps, and I will tell you exactly how we're going to be doing this. And as we go through it, each step, I'll say this is step 1 to 8. So please sit back and enjoy and get your notepads and pens and, you know, get going. And as I said, it's about trusting that process. You know, gathering information and getting overwhelmed by the internet and all that's out there is going to be less frustrating after this evening's masterclass, because I'm going to take you through a simple format that will help you have that aha moment and realize that it is simple to get into property investment. So build a profitable property strategy, and this is the framework. I developed this framework with you in mind. I saw many property investors that were women that became completely sidetracked and trying to get a plan of action together and not, you know, it's not working. I've seen many women dive in at the deep end and buy a property because they saw it was cheap, but they didn't realize that that property had so much problems that came with it and then lost money on it. So I want to make sure that I give you all the information that you can see how you can benefit this evening and get it right for you and your loved ones so that you can start to build generational wealth that is beneficial to yourself and your family and the future generations to come. So what was life like before the plan for me? Before I outline how to profit from properties, you know, and the blueprint and doing it in 90 days, I became an investor myself. I wanted to invest in properties. I wanted to really get the knowledge and understand it. But let me tell you, you know, it was hard for me to really get a grasp and understand what the steps were. No one was actually sharing this with me, and I was really confused. And you know, I wanted someone to just sit down and say, this is what you need to do. This is step 1, step 2, paint by numbers, simple format. And the reason why I had that attitude, because I'm dyslexic, and being dyslexic didn't afford me to learn at the fast pace that other people do. So I needed something that was simple, easy to understand, manageable, and I could work it at my own pace. And when I realized that other women later on, when I developed the business, were feeling the same way and feeling stuck and wanted something to be slowed down and just take it pace by pace and have an actual coach that held their hand through the process, I knew I could do this. But even I had doubts about whether it would actually work. And I had doubts about myself, but I knew I needed a plan. And to create that plan was going to be the premise and the base of what made me now become this savvy boss lady in the property space. And sometimes you're going to doubt yourself, and you're going to go through these experiences where you feel, am I right for this type of business? Is it right for me? And this is where we will delve into why the property strategies that you choose is right for you, not right for me. I might not want to do HMOs, despite I've learned now how to do HMOs and I've got them in my portfolio. But I wouldn't have necessarily started out with that, because there's a lot of things and moving parts when it comes to HMO. So I started out building out my property investment business on single lets to families. And I know it's also like to be exasperated and feeling overwhelmed and feeling confused and thinking, can I actually do this? Can this actually work? And I want to assure you this evening, I am what is classed as a hand-holding coach. I'm even being dubbed the Olivia Pope of the industry in property, because I find a solution to every problem. So you're in safe hands this evening. So staying focused and growing is, you know, this is what I want for you this evening. Once I got past my own objections, I began to invest in myself. I started seeing massive growth, and I started set this out by doing what I knew, by creating a plan of action that worked. I got the help I needed. I got coaches on board. I started to learn and I started to study and focusing on how do I do this in a simple format in order that I can then teach other women to do this in a simple way. And I created this blueprint. So focusing on your property strategy and end goals. This let me focus on my property strategy and end goals, and which is exactly what we're going to be doing for you. And if you're ready to have less stress in your life about your property business and building it out, well, I'm that person to help you do this evening. So here's what's coming up. You want to be financially independent. Who wants to be financially independent? Please share in the chat, please. Because everything I'm about to share with you is the exact plan that I actually followed. And I created this plan of action, and it led me to experience financial independence. More importantly, this means that you'll experience less stress in your property business as well. And that's what I want for you sincerely. All women property investors should have financial independence. Even if you're married or with someone, you should have the ability to have financial independence. And what I want also for you is to know how to do it in a safe environment and be able to ask the questions and get them answered whenever you need that to be, and make it easy. Because who doesn't want something to be easy and enjoyable? There's lots of fun that I do within our membership, and I really want you to understand how the process works. But it's supposed to be fun. It's not supposed to be stressful or time consuming. You're supposed to be able to do this within a few hours. So coming up, I'll share how I did it. So the Savvy Women Success Method empowers women with the knowledge, support, and expert advice in many areas of the property world. I help professional women become more financially independent by empowering them to build additional revenue via investing in property, which allows them to control their financial future. So the purpose of the Savvy Women Method, the Property Investor Blueprint, using the 8 key steps, is to help you quickly build a profitable property business so that you can focus on your property strategy and your end goals. To get started, I created a PDF which you will get as a bonus tonight. And you can keep your notes and you can really get yourself moving yourself forward with this, creating your own personal strategy blueprint for yourself. So let's start with step one. So write this down. This is step one, creating the foundation. Creating the foundation, you have to understand the property concepts and the type of property owners that you want. So there's a difference here. Who are you as a property owner? What is the concept that you're going to be using? Creating your foundation, creating your personal plan. These are all the things that we're going through. And these are the steps that we're taking to 8. Understanding your why. Can you share in the group, what is your reason for being here this evening on this mastermind? But also, what is your why you want to have a property business? Because it's not just investing in one property, it's investing in multiple. So then it forms a business. So why do you want to do it? If you can share that in the chat, I'd appreciate that. Some of the whys that people, the women that I work with, is family, financial security, retirement funds, alternative investments, building out a charity, alternative to creating another business or an additional business to what they have. They may want to buy a new home, luxury car, or just take a luxury holiday. So it's really about whether you want to have high profits, grow into it, keeping it simple, or minimal stress, or start now and multiply tomorrow. So when you are creating your property strategy, you should consider doing like high profits. High profits is something like developments, wholesaling properties, flip, buying below market value, and I'll talk more on that later, or commercial properties, or grow into it could be just renting out a room in your house or service accommodation. Keeping it simple is like your single lets and your sourcing properties. Starting now and multiplying later is your buy, renovate, rent, refinance, and repeat. That's the BRRRR method, or HMOs. Minimal stress property strategies is your control properties. This could be your rent to rent, your rent to service accommodation, lease options, and the list goes on. There's so many statistics that support this and why people are getting into property investment. Some are accidental landlords, some are not. Some get into it to build out their family legacies. Some get into it to boost their current income that's coming in. Some even get into it because it's something they want to do as a business as well. So number 2, step 2, creating your personal plan. So creating your personal plan is very key to you developing your business and a robust foundation for your business. Now, start taking a deep dive into what you may have as internal problems. What do you really want? And that's what your external problems are. And what's your internal problems? What's keeping you up at night? Are you in debt? Do you need to clear debt? Do you want more money coming in so you can have that luxury lifestyle? Do you want to support other family members that could be abroad or even over here? Do you have elderly parents that you want to take care of, or sending your kids to school or private school? These are the things that generally keep us up at night when we think about what to do next. But you must identify your knowledge gap as well. Where are you currently? Where do you want to be? And write down one thing. I want you to do this now. Write down one thing on this spinning wheel. So you've got the spinning wheel here. I want you to write down one thing on the spinning wheel that reflects the things you need to change on our savvy wheel. So what needs to change? So is it I need to change how my family and friends life are, children, my significant other, my own personal growth, or your fun and leisure? So write it down in order of preference and how you feel that you might need to change this and what you need to change. Are you great at it? Are you a great mother? Are you, a great significant other? So you can write these in orders and really think about what it is that you want for yourself. What do you need to improve on this wheel? What is really good on this wheel? And write them in that order. So these are 7 components of becoming a successful investor. Destiny, determination, hard work, responsibility, positivity, pride of performance, and integrity. Now, destiny is a burning desire. It's the starting point of accomplishment and having a purpose. Determination, following through, withstands the ebbs and flows, because we're all going to have that, irrespective of what you're doing in life. We all have the ebbs and flows. As you've seen over the last year, we've had ebbs and flows in how we lived, how we communicated, and how we actually put ourselves out there. Hard work to achieve massive results for yourself. Be willing to go the extra mile. Always be prepared to stay engaged with yourself as well. Responsibility, you are in control. Become your own accountability self. And even if you can't be accountable, allow yourself to show someone that you're accountable and being responsible for what you want to do now and on the journey that you're about to embark on. Positivity, have a positive intent. Confidence is key in this. Pride of performance, take pride in your business. Your property business reflects who you are. Integrity, stay true to your word. Be consistent. Treat your associates, your tenants with respect. Teach all your team that will be working for you with respect. So, step 3, creating your property strategy. These are a list of traditional investments. So you have buy-to-let, HMOs, buy, rent and sell, commercial, student lets, service accommodation, holiday lets, off-plan investments. Can you share in the chat what one of these really jumps out at you when you initially thought about getting into property? We have HMOs, buy-to-lets, commercial, service accommodation. Fantastic. Thanks for sharing. That's what I'm saying. Every time someone starts to think about getting into property, they will come up with a common list. But did you know there's over 86 property strategies that you can actually get into? I'm sure you wasn't aware of that. Yes, I know. Yeah, and people are really surprised when I actually say that there's more strategies than just these traditional ones. But supposing those traditional ones, that's what takes money to get into. So you're going to have deposits, probably some money to do it up, because I'm always encouraging to buy below market value. But what if you don't have a lot of money to start with? Then you'll go into a list of control properties. Now, this could be rent to rent, rent to service accommodation, lease option, peer-to-peer lending, property crowdfunding, real estate investments, trust. These are the different ones where it takes limited amount of funds to get into an investment. So you could start here, build out your strategy, build out your business, and then transition into the traditional methods of property investing. So here's some work for you to do. Which one of these strategies would you personally think is easier to implement and you would enjoy? So I'll give you a few minutes to think about this. Is it HMO, student lets, single lets, service accommodation, holiday lets, council lease, supported housing, house flipping, or house of multiple occupation, which I've repeated twice here? So you share with me what you believe will be a strategy that is easy and also enjoyable to you. So I've got a few people saying HMO, single lets, cancel lease. Well, I'll tell you what is in order. Single lets are relatively easy. If you're buying below market value, you just can do a light decor on it. So that's relatively easy. You rent it out to a single family and they come in and they live there, they pay all the bills. The hardest one on here, there's three in fact, and I'll go in order of it. I would say development, commercial, and then HMOs, because it takes time and you're going for planning permission and you have to build it out. I'd also probably include in that supported housing as well. So when you're looking at the strategies, you really have to understand what actually comes with it. And in our academy, we actually go through that. So I'll be sharing some of that insight with you later. So what makes a good investment? Many property investors don't know what makes a good deal. I want to help you understand how you could save time, effort, and by actually knowing this. I can also support you with the opportunity that other investors miss out on. What makes a great deal for one person is not necessarily a great deal for another person. This always depends on your personal strategy, but also the outcome you want to achieve from your property investing. So we're going to look at equity in a property the day you buy it. One of the best ways to profit from property is to make money the day you buy it. This indeed is buying below market value and having the equity built into the property. So you've already got money built into the property. Buying at the right price is really important. Ideally, you want to buy below market value. And the best is to find a motivated seller. These are people that need to sell quickly. And they're not looking at what they're going to be making from it. They just need to know that you are there to support them and that you can buy from them very quickly, giving them a fair market value as well. They also need to have certainty and speed, in which you would afford them if you can move quickly. This means they might be flexible on the price and the terms of the sale. And an important point here is to note is that it's not always the need to discount off the top of the price, because sometimes the property is already below market value and they just want to sell quick. So it's always wise to do free comparisons to see what the actual value could be or is. And then once you understand that, is then you can just offer at the price they're asking for. There's no need to haggle. Some people lose deals because that's what they do. They go in and they try to haggle on a deal that is already got a nice discount on it and they would make money on it. But because they want to go in and be basically greedy, they're going to lose out on a deal. And it upsets the seller as well, because they just feel, well, I've given it at a really good price. So they should basically be accepting the price that I've given out, because they are going to be making money from it anyway. So the ability to add value. As you're looking at properties below market value, it's best to look at properties where you can add value. And there's 7 main ways of adding value to a property. So here's the list: refurbishment to improve the appearance of the condition, subdivision into small units, extend into the loft or attic space, dig down into the basement, extension at the side or back of the property, change of use and conversion, planning uplift. The key to adding value is to spend money wisely. So I'm going to repeat that. The key to adding value is to spend your money wisely. The value you add should be more than the money you have spent. And if you are selling the property, the more value you add, the higher sale price you will achieve. So rental demands in the area as well. Let me just take a sip of water here. Thank you for that. If you are planning to hold the property for long term, or even if you're going to sell it to another investor, it's critically and vital that you make sure that there's a rental demand in that area. There's no point in buying a property if the rents is not going to stack on the back end, because this will not allow you to, one, if you're going to hold it, get the rents that you want to achieve, And if you're going to sell it and to another investor or somebody else, they want to also know that there's a rental demand in that area. And you can simply do this by going online and checking all the rental portals, which I will share with you later on in this masterclass. And making sure that the property can cover any void periods as well. This is usually because they don't intend to rent it out themselves. So when you've got a void period, make sure that your investor could actually say, right, I know that it's cash flowing. I know I can get a return on this. I know all my void periods will be covered because I know the rent that this previous person, they bought this property in a good rental area. Therefore, it's going to give me a good return. The biggest mistakes that people can make is to sell the property to another investor without doing their due diligence on whether the rents will stack in that area. Then they've just been left with a property that they have to then personally rent out and cannot sell. So a big tip here is to use the internet to check with local letting agencies, all different portals, like spare rooms, to check what the rental potential is in those areas that you're looking to buy. So make sure that the rent's stack and you can get it over and above the achieving rent that you wish for your property. The agencies will be able to give you all of this information, and then you're able to proceed knowing that you're armed with the right information from 3 potential agencies that could potentially rent out your property for you. So cash flow return on your investment, ROI. An investor is buying a property to rent for a long term and will want a positive cash flow. Who wouldn't want a positive cash flow? This means that there should be some profit left over once you have done all your expenses. So rental incomes needs to be at least 125% to actually get any borrowings from a bank. And that's based on your mortgage interest. So if your mortgage payments are £400 a month, then your rental income needs to be at least £500 per month. So that's i.e. 400 times 1.25. In this case, if the rent was not 595, you'll be cash flowing at £95 per month over and above what you are paying out. There are several different ways of calculating the performance of a property investment, and some methods you will find that are better than others. So we're going to look at the gross rental yield, and that's okay. And it's a very rough guide, but the net yield is what is much better. So when we go through this example, I want you to consider, yes, you can calculate the gross yield, but always consider doing the net yield. So how to calculate the gross yield? The property costs 100,000. So you can write this down. The monthly rental income is £500, and we're going to be using £500 as our baseline for the rental. You times this by 12, which equals to 6,000. And this gives you the annual rent. So the cost of the property is 100,000. So you do 6,000, which is the rent. The cost of the property, which is 100,000, shared between 100,000, equals 0.06%. Times 100 gives you the gross rental yield, which is 6%. For anyone in the property space, this is a terrible yield. So if you're buying this for a cash flow investment, you'll probably want to give it a wide berth. And how to calculate the net yield, which I recommend you do. So the net yield is the property cost. Remember the one that we had the example before is 100,000. Again, the rent is £500 per month. But these are your running costs. Now, these have to be considered as well. So you've got your letting fees, £50, 10%, insurance, £15, maintenance, £30, and any void periods, we've done that at £50 as well. So budget for 10% for void periods. So the total cost for this is 345. And that's 500 minus your running costs, 345 equals, sorry, 145 equals 355 times 12 equals 4,280. Sorry, let me just adjust this screen here. Perfect. Yes, so a total of these costs here is 145. So that's £500 minus 145 gives you £355 times 12 equals 4,260. Now consider that you purchasing costs for this property. You've got solicitors cost and mortgage valuation, which comes to £900. So that's 100,000, add the £900 equals 100,900. Adding this to the purchase price gives you 100,900. And finally, dividing the net monthly income by the total purchase outlay. So remember this figure here. So this is an annual. So we're doing 4,260 shared between 100,900 equals 0.42. Multiply this figure by 100, which gives us a percentage of 4.2. So you can basically see when we worked it out on a gross, it was coming out at 6%. But when we worked it out on a net, it's even less. So you can see that the borderline gross rental yield looked very bad. But once the running costs are considered, it's definitely a no. I hope you understood that. So calculating return on your investment. Return on investment is basically called cash on cash, and the return method preferred for many investors for calculating property investment performance as well. It gives the indication of how much income you'll be receiving in a given year in relation to the initial investment amount that you put in. It also takes into account any leverage lending, that's borrowing from the mortgage lender on the property. This method gives us a much clearer idea of the return we will actually be getting on our investment, but it does not still ignore the factors like equity in the property and tax benefits, etc. So this is the formula: income shared between expenses times 100, and this will give you your ROI. So this is how we work it out. Return on investment example, borrowing lenders from the lenders. So we go to our, say if it was our high street bank, if you use a broker, you've got multiple lenders you can borrow from. And it's 75% loan to value on buy to let. Say the mortgage rate in this example was 5%. So that's 75% times 5% equals 3,750. Shared 12 months, shared between 12 months equals 312.50. So again, using a 500 rental income, so that's 500 times 12 equals 6,000 minus the 5%, that's our mortgage payment. So we're minusing that, so that's 3,750 that we're minus off. So that's the 6,000 minus 370 gives us a balance of 2,250. So that's 2,250 shared between the 25% deposit that you put in, because for every 75% loan to value, you still got to put 25% deposit in. So say that's £25,000, that then equals to 0.09% or 9% return on your cash on cash. Is that a good deal or is it not? Yeah, many of you saying it's a good deal. It absolutely is. It's over that 6 horrible % on the gross, and it's better than actually the net. So it gives you a better return on investment doing it this way. So how do you do your valuation due diligence? So many investors want to know what the value of their properties are. And the arguably most important skill that you can learn in a property investment is knowing how to value a property. Can make or break a deal. It can make or break your property business as well. Making a wrong call on a property valuation could lose you a serious amount of money. You'll soon learn the well-researched opinions of the property values can be more accurate than the opinions of property professionals that you may ask. Investing in property valuations is part of the wider topic of property due diligence. Due diligence refers to the property investment research that you must carry out. And I always say to my savvy ladies, do your due diligence. But you can also do this for yourself as well and going through different comparable sites. So do your due diligence to find out the value of the property. When you're looking at property sites, these are a few of the links, and I'm happy for you to copy these down. ourproperty.co.uk, nethouseprice.com, and mouseprice.com. These are some really good property comparison sites, so you can see what a property could be valued up at, because you have to always look at what is sold, not what is currently for sale. Why do I say that? Because what is sold will give you a definite indicator of what your property that you're looking at will sell for and what you should actually be paying for that property. These are some other property portal plugins that you can attach when you're doing searches like on Rightmove. You can have these different trackers on your system that tracks the different, gives you the return on investment, what the rental yield should be, what the property value should be. These are different portals that you can also use with, in your Google Chrome or Firefox. So who is your local estate agent? When you've arrived at your investment valuation and you want to understand it, I always say go compare. And I'm not selling the gocompare.com website. I'm saying go compare with estate agents. Find 3 estate agents that will give you the information that you need for the property you're trying to acquire. They're able to tell you what the value is if you're buying below market value, what the value would be if you add value to it. So if you're adding in a kitchen, bathroom extension, what you'll be adding to it, is it worth you doing that type of work and what you'll get on your return. They can also tell you what your rentals would be in that area and whether it's a good rental area, but get to know your local estate agents. Now, if you're investing, say for instance, you want to invest in somewhere like Birmingham, always advise to at least sign up with at least 50 estate agents in that area, if there's 50 in the area in which you want to invest, so that they can feed you. Not only can they feed you the information you need to make wise choices when buying property, they can also feed you properties that come onto the market that might suit your criteria. So they're working in partnership with you to get you the best deals for your portfolio and building out your business. Investment property valuations pitfalls. You really need to be very careful of the comps in an area that you're not familiar with. There's a few things that whilst you're investing in property that you need to not make you get catched out on. Some areas of property, like the opposite side of the road, can be significantly a different value due to a railway link, for instance, or a desirable postcode or barriers to school catchment areas. So properties can appear artificial and high if the investor has bought using certain money down techniques. There are often no way of knowing the internal conditions of a property as well that have been sold. Values apparently similar properties can differ as well. The reality to truly adding value like conservatory or garages, etc. I hope this has given you sort of a better idea how to sort of bear down on getting a true valuation for a property. Excuse me. So rental due diligence. Let's look at how you valued rental properties and also check out a few other aspects of property due diligence while we're at it. As with researching a property sales valuations, the most accurate representation of a property rental value is given by comparables or comps. That's the names. Comps are prices that are similar to properties in a similar spec, location and condition and have been rented out recently. So these ain't properties that have been rented out years ago. These are recently rented properties. The main thing you need to know here is how much the property will rent for and what the demand will be and how long would it take to rent out your property. Letting portals and why use them. Although letting websites won't tell you the property would actually let for, they tend to be rather more accurate yardstick of rental valuations than for sell values. So if you want rental valuations done, go to a letting agent who can do this for you. You sometimes find that properties listed privately by landlords can be overvalued and overinflated. So checking with an agent that they can help you get a gauge of what the average price is. By some tokens, the agents and properties can overvalue as well. They could list a property that is overinflated as well. So you have to be careful where you go to and who you speak to get a really true reflection on your properties. You can find exact comparables, as I shared with you before, on different links. I use spare rooms as well to find out if I'm doing my HMOs, what the value of each room could be and what properties are renting for. Other aspects of due diligence to consider is doing your investment research, understanding is it in an urban area, rural area. You know, you've got to know the difference between this. What is the area like? What is the crime rates like? A good source of information on this, you can go through PATMAR. PATMAR gives you statistics over a few years and different ages and the demographics within those areas as well. So make sure you do that. Who are the main employees in the area? Because if you've got main employees like, who can we say, sort of McDonald's and Burger Kings and Kentucky's, or you've got somewhere like Facebook or Google, you know, it's areas that is affluent. You've got the different types of areas. So know who the main employers are in that area, because it's suited to your strategy and what you want to do with your strategy and who you want to rent your property to. Is it a dump behind your property? Google Earth Maps and Street Views can actually give you a good first impression of this, but the Street View is now a few years out of date. So make sure that even if you've done a drive-by on the street to see what it was like before actually going ahead and purchasing it. What multiple buildings is there planning in the area? Is there going to be a new airport coming into the area? I mean, we've had already sort of protests and everything with runways for Heathrow, Gatwick and places like that. And you've seen the protests. So always check out what's coming in. Is there any regeneration that could affect you investing in a Pacific area? Excuse me. Then you also need to really understand what makes a bad investment. A road providing commuter links nearby, is that a bad investment? Is there gardens? You know, you have to do your due diligence and knowing what kind of property you're going to be investing in. So step 4, creating your financial plan. Now we're halfway through our steps, so well done for staying with me. When you're looking at creating a financial plan, you really have to consider all of these steps as they go around the wheel. Determine your current financial situation. Now be honest with yourself here. What is your current financial situation? Do you have money? Do you have some money, or do you not have any money? Because that will determine what property strategy you will go into and what type of business you'll be building out in the first instance. Develop your financial goal. Do you have a goal to earn a certain amount of money? Identify alternative courses of action. And as the wheel goes round, you understand how this actually feeds in to what you want to do for building out your business. Now, when you do your financial planning process, start from within your personal household income. What is coming into that and what is going out? And if it's debts you need to clear, what do you need to come in to cover those debts as well? So when you go through the financial planning process, always start with personal, what's coming in, what's going out, and how you can identify how you can then support building out your business. So in this section, we're going to talk about how to find an investor, because this is part of the building out your finances and understanding if you can get more funding into your business without using your own. One of the most common problems that I've come across when people want to start a property is, I don't have a lot of money for the deposits, or I don't have money to buy a property, or I have little money to invest, or I don't even want to risk my house to build a property business. And that's not what we're about, and that's not what we teach. We actually teach you how to find someone that is willing to invest in you and why they would invest in you, even if you're a newbie property investor. So what is a property investor? So a property investor is what we consider to be these three things. They might want to purchase the property themselves, control the asset, like on a rent to rent, we talked about the controlled properties, or someone who wishes to lend money to invest in a property to you and get a return on their money. So what is the advantage of working with an investor? The clear reason, of course, is money. They want to make money, you need money, and that's where the marriage begins. The investor has money, you need. So working together makes sense, and the long term is favorable for all parties all round. But what about experience, I might hear you asking? There is plenty of property investors out there that have lots of experience, but who are not looking for more, basically a hands-off approach. I've got money, but, I just want someone to just take over the business and do that for me, or start building it out, and I want to lend them money. So they're looking for that hands-off approach and leveraging their capital that will work for them better. This not only means that it will be lending you the money, but they will also be helping you gain the experience as well, because they're experienced investors already. So they're saying to you, find the properties and I'll help you build out your portfolio. While you're doing that and you're doing all the hard work, I'm sitting back and reaping the rewards by gaining interest on the capital invested. You might even consider teaming up with an experienced investor, just so that you can understand the deals and you can bring the deals to the table. This is also good for two property strategies that we talked about: deal packaging and sourcing. You need to have investors, because that's who you are packaging deals and sourcing deals for. They're the ones that will help you to become successful and sustainable while building out your deal packaging or sourcing business. So you need excuse me, I've gone too far. You need investors to really help you do this. So this is why I talk highly on investors coming into your business, because once you understand what they want, you package the deal for them, or you're sourcing the deal on their behalf. So what is the different types of property investors? So we have the sophisticated investor. A sophisticated investor is for clarification, is an investor that indicates to someone who has sufficient capital and experience and is net worth engaged in more advanced types of investment opportunities. And then we've got the opposite to that, the non-sophisticated investor. Anyone who fails to meet the FCA income or net worth requirements for sophisticated investments. The type you should be looking at, sorry, apologies, gone too fast again. So today we're going to be looking at the non-sophisticated investor. And the reason why I'm doing that is simply because I don't want to overwhelm you. Our focus is going to be on the unsophisticated investor, as a likelihood that you won't have the confidence or the experience to deal with the sophisticated investor at this present moment. But with our training, you will later on. And my sole aim is to give you the confidence so you can get your first investment. Wouldn't you all like that? So let's give you a quick overview of some of the common investors, investment types you should be looking at before going into a little bit deeper and more detail about this. So the types you should be looking for is friends and families, private investors, non-sophisticated, and crowdfunders. So friends and families, this can be immediate family, parents, grandparents, uncles, aunties, cousins, siblings, etc. It could also include your friends, work colleagues, or even referrals from those closest to you. And your private investors, non-sophisticated, whilst your friends and family and network referrals might fall into this category, I'm talking about going out finding actual people who have money. They could have had inheritance, savings, redundancy, who want their money to do and work more for them. They don't want to be collecting that 0 point nothing from the bank anymore because their savings ain't working for them. They want to invest in something that they know is going to give them a really good return on their investment. And also crowdfunding. Crowdfunding, there's many property crowdfunding platforms, and we'll come across those in a minute. Available included Crowd Property, Blend Network, Source Capital. These are platforms that would allow you to seek funding from multiple investors, all from one place. Each investors get a small share in the deal, and whilst you're getting the funding, of course, each different types of investors, there are pros and cons in this as well. So they get to see the benefits of it. It's often said that you shouldn't go into business and borrow money from your friends and family. In some cases, this can go terribly wrong. I'm not necessarily agreeing with this. However, I do understand that there is a risk involved, and should you want to do so, always consider the risk factors when doing this. So why should someone invest in you? There's usually two reasons: lack of time and lack of knowledge/confidence. Now you might be thinking, Sapphire, but if they've got money or their investors are ready, what do you mean lack of knowledge? So let me explain. A lot of people just don't have the time needed to find and analyze deals and negotiate and complete the whole property process. And that's where you will come in to able to do this for them, on behalf of them, and they know they're going to get a repayment on their capital invested. Investors are only to have someone like yourself to go out and do all the legwork, and then just see a nice return on their investment without having to lift a finger. Lack of knowledge and confidence as well. You'll be surprised how many investors out there and people just like yourself that have lack of knowledge or unaware of how their money could be distributed and get a better return on it. And working with them, you know, it's your responsibility to open their eyes to the possibilities and the benefits of investing in you and in your business, that will offer them a hands-off approach that will also give them solutions and benefits that they will gain to build out your property portfolio. So where can you find these types of investors? But first you have to require the skill and build a relationship. So it's about knowing you, liking you, and trust. So that's the know, like, and trust factor. And once they get to know, like, and trust you, the world's your oyster. When you're finding an investor, you may want to consider a couple of things here. Some may be quicker and another may be easier. So let's look at where you can find them. You'll be surprised how close property investors are. So, question to ask yourself, would you be interested in investing in you? So once you answer that question for yourself, would you invest in yourself? And be honest here, because at the end of the day, if you're saying that you wouldn't even invest in yourself, then what was the likelihood of someone else investing in you? But you could be clenching your teeth right now, and every fiber in your body is saying, tightening up and saying, oh, I don't want to ask friends and family for money. You know, and I totally understand you. I get it, why you wouldn't want to ask friends and family. But how about looking at it in a different way? You're building a robust business. When you present it to them, you're not just going to go with a sheet of paper and present something that is not going to be beneficial to them. You're going to present a proposal that will show them that you've done your due diligence, you've done your work, and be able to give them a return on their investment in a safe environment, and show that you've done your work by doing the investigation, doing all the research behind, and coming with the comparables that they could say, you know what, you actually done all your work on it. I could see how I'm going to make the money back on this. And, you know, that is the easiest and quickest way to find a property investor, by asking within who you know and offering them a return on their investment. So feeling stuck, what next? So you may be thinking, but Sapphire, I don't have anyone in my current network that has this type of capital to invest in my business. And back in the day, I would have said the same thing. Not everybody was born with a silver spoon or a plastic spoon. So we may not have friends and family that, you know, have that type of level of capital to invest in us. So what is the solution to this? Or you could be thinking, I've exhausted all my friends and family before, or maybe you're just shy and too nervous. So what next? So let's find your next investor through property networking events, social media networking, hosting your own property event on or offline, or paid advertising. Now, traditionally, you go to places that are property events, and there are several property events carried out every day, every week, that you can sign up, some for free, some you might have to pay. These are great places to meet people in your local area, as well as people that are interested in investing in property. There might also be people on the same journey as you in the room as well, on that same road that you're going down as well. But some might have money, and you might be going into the strategy of sourcing. So you can actually team up with them as well and look to be doing that. So there's opportunities amongst opportunities. The flip side, though, is many people are relatively new to the property space and can be disruptive to what you're trying to achieve in that room. So what about social media? Social media gives you a wide scope to find investors, where there are hundreds of thousands of investors on social media platforms. But joining different groups and popular platforms like Facebook to find groups that are suitable for what you are looking for. And your job here is to find that needle in the haystack, and investors quality that aligns with yourself as well. So make sure that you're aligning yourself with an investor that you want to be aligned with, because not every investor is good for you or your business. So make sure that you do that. And remember, those investors that are on social media might fall into a visible category of the inexperienced and active categories, which generally are not the type of investors that you are looking for when you're seeking funds or to package a deal for. You should map out on how you intend to seek this type of investor. And it's not by simply posting a social media post out there, I'm looking for an investor in X area. It's about building relationships. Remember what I said? Know, like, and trust. So how about hosting an event on or offline? When it comes to finding and align investors, I like to hold property events, either online or offline. Over the past year, we have seen how technology has made it so much easier for us to connect to people across the world and hold events. It has also allowed everyone across the world to attend these events as well. So that's a big opportunity. And this is where you can truly build a global market, networking market, and great business relationships as well. To make an online property investment event successful, you need to offer the attendees massive value. So you may be asking what you can possibly offer that is valuable to an investor. So please put in the chat what you think you can offer as value in the chat to an investor. So these are some of the things that I've come up with that you can offer as value. Local knowledge of an area. If someone was from abroad and wants to invest in you, you can offer local knowledge. Details, explanations how your services work for those investors who qualify to work with you. If they are offering this type of event, and set them apart from, it really does set you apart from the majority. You give them ideas on where they can invest, the areas they can invest in, what the return on investment will be, the types of properties they could look to invest in. This will set you apart. So what about paid advertising? Another amazing thing of modern day technology, which I always think, is the ability to set up a paid ad on the platforms like Google, Instagram, Facebook, which allows you to target extremely specific audiences. You can set up an ad which people fill in a questionnaire, and you go through their details and get in touch with them to discuss things further, should they meet your criteria. Paid advertising can also be used to get people to register to attend your property event. Which of these strategies will you be using? 1, 2, 3, or 4? Put it in the chat, please. Thank you for all your answers. Step 5, creating your legal foundation. So what is your legal know-how? Will you be setting up your company as a legal entity? Would it be buying properties as a limited company? These are the things that you need to understand. Getting your legal knowledge right is key in regards to your property, your legal, protecting your investments, and who you pay, what you pay, who you're working with, and how. Getting your legal knowledge right and building out your business structures will set your business up as a sole trader, creating your power team, knowing how that is, and understanding the property legal terminology, because this is key to building out a profitable business. These are some common examples of property funds that you can invest in as well once you start making your money. Property units, trusts, offshore property companies, real estate investments, and some of the taxes that you need to understand and getting an accountant is key here, because you need to understand the tax implications on investing in property. Capital gains is when you're buying your property and selling. Solicitors, accountants, stamp duty, survey fees, all of these things come under different types of taxes you have to pay. So getting your legal knowledge right is key here. And I always advise people to get an accountant to really help you get a better handle on this. But we also teach and give you the materials to support your legal knowledge. And we have on our membership areas, we do have VIP guests that come in and speak to you on all of these subjects as well. So step 6, I hope you're keeping up with me, creating your property business plan. So there's a wrong and there's a right way of building out your property business. So what is the right way? Well, it definitely isn't this house, is it? It's definitely going to be this house that is up the right way. So doing things the wrong way. So the wrong way is the type of property that you might purchase. Location is key as well. Not enough capital, that's the wrong way. Not enough knowledge, not the right team, and not the right support. And what is the right way of doing this? Location, location, all the time. Always buy where it's easy to sell or rent. Capital, make sure you have backup resources. And remember, they do not have to be yours. Key point here. I repeat that, they do not have to be yours. Getting knowledge, set days aside to move your knowledge forward. Build your team. Think about who should be in your team and who can support you, your growth, and get the right support. I like to call a method blush. Does anyone know what blush actually stands for? If you could put it in the chat. I've created this acronym and I want to see if you understand what blush means. So it is buy low and sell high. And more importantly, this will help you maximize on your profits. So when you're looking at getting into investments, and if you're going to do the 3 simple steps that I've also advocate, it's to find a property, fix the property, and sell the property. So what does that exactly mean? You can find a property on various websites below market value. Then you're going to fix it because you bought a property below market value that you want to add some value. We spoke about adding value earlier. So you renovate that property, adding value, e.g. kitchens, bathrooms, doing general decor. Then when you've added that value, you want to put the property on the market once renovated is completed, and stage the property ready for it to sell. Once you sold, hooray, you've just completed your first fix, find, and sell. And I'll put in here hold as well, because some of you may want to hold the asset, but can still take out equity to move on to do another property. So it's just a case of just repeat until you've had enough money to hold one. And this is what I call the blush method. You buy, you find, you fix, you sell, you take out your finances and repeat again. One thing you must master if you want to buy below market, buy low and sell high, is basically, this is going to be a different way of looking at things, is looking for that, again, needle in the haystack, but there's loads out there. And I will share with you when on our membership site where to actually find these types of properties so that you can benefit from buying low and selling high. And I know this process may come across as sounding, well, is that actually, can I do that? Is it possible? Well, yes, it is. I'm also going to share how you can find below market value properties, and when you know how to do so, where you can find them, and the exact strategy that it would suit. All strategies that you're looking at will suit this type of model. The goal is to break you free from investing in the wrong types of properties. This way you will never have to worry about how to buy a property again, how to buy below market value and sell high, which will also, again, repeatedly maximize on your profits. These are the common websites that you can go to find these properties. We've got Rightmove, Zoopla on the market, the various ones where you can find below market valued properties. Please feel free to take down some of these and start doing your research. So, searching on suggested property portfolios for below market values, and connect with local estate agents as well in your desired area where you can likely start to build in your property investment business. When you have found your property, make sure that you've worked out all the financial figures and make sure that the deal actually stacks. So that makes sure that the figures work and that you're making a profit, or you can easily rent it out. And also you must know the strategy that you're going to do when you're looking for these properties. So when you have closed the property purchase, now it's time for you to, so we're going back onto this fix. So you're going to fix this property. You're completed on your purchase now. Let's fix it. You need to look for your team who's going to help you fix up this property and add value to it. And then you need to work out what is the ARV, and that's the after reno value. The purpose of this is to see the amount of profit you're going to make and could potentially do this after carrying out all the works. Also get the local estate agents before the renovations comparables, and then after the renovations, and see how it compares for you in value wise. Selling it. Put your property on the market once renovation is completed and then the property is ready to sell. So you can use all these different portals, or you can market it on these digital platforms now for yourself. So you're paying less fees for someone else to sell it on your behalf. You can actually sell it for yourself for less fees. So this is step 7. We're getting closer to step 8. Bear with me. This is about creating your property business. So what does it take to get your business ready? Because when we're going through all these stages, we're building momentum into, right, we've gone through looking at your personal, getting an introduction into the property space. And if you're already there, so we've started slowly working on your personal, understanding what property strategy actually suits you. And we're taking you through this whole success path. Now, when you get to this stage, this is where you're actually building your business, because no purpose just learning the theory without putting it into practice, is it? Thank you for those answers. So now we're going to get you business ready. So what's the first thing that you need to look at when you're considering getting into the property space and building out your business? Choosing your business name. Now, we've got various portals that you can use to check what your business name is going to do. Now, don't do something overcomplicated. I made a mistake a few years ago of doing a business name that I had no business in creating, because despite I could do the websites, I had to shorten the website link. And it was too long for anyone to actually type in what the actual business name was. So always consider when someone's coming to search on your website or your social media handles, is it a name that it can roll off the tongue? If we use the example of like Virgin, simple, virgin.com, virgin.co.uk. It's very simple. Your branding, their branding was on point. We understood who they were. So anytime they develop something, we know who Virgin is. And that's Richard Branson. So Virgin Media, communications, it's just a tag onto their name. So they built a nice group around one name. And that's what you have to consider. Will people understand your business name? Don't go put in sort of long-winded names, and then when it comes to your URL, someone doesn't understand it, or your email account. So we've got info@savvywomen.co.uk, contact@savvywomen.co.uk, our website, savvywomen.co.uk. You see, we've kept it simple. So all we're saying is Savvy Women. That's our name. That's what we're sticking to. Our social media handles is 50 Savvy Women, because we couldn't get to buy just Savvy Women. It was already taken. So we had to put something before it, or we could have put something after it. But as I'm in my 50s and I was rebranding, I thought, hey, why not 50 Savvy Women? Because it's 50 women I always want to continuously help on my journey as well, which I will share with you soon. So create your domain name. There's different platforms you could go. Name Checker is one of them. You can also go on different know-how to check your social media handles as well. Make sure that you can actually use them. So websites and social media. These are the top 10 websites for hosting that you can have a look at. I use IONS, which I find really easy to use, but keep your website running smoothly. Use a hosting company. There's different hosting companies that you can use: GoDaddy, HostPapa, Fast, different reliable, but always make sure that you look at what is going to be best suitable for you. Building your list. When you start to, if you're doing deal packaging or sourcing, or you've even got clients that you're working on behalf of, always have a mail-in list, so you can tell them the latest properties you have on offer. You can share industry news with them. You know, you're building out your business, so you need to communicate with your list as well. So always, you can use this. MailChimp is free to start with, up to 1,000, I believe it is. Set up a MailChimp account. First 2,000 contacts is free. Send regular emails stating that what you require and that you are a reliable professional buyer. Let's say repeat the email sequence again, and keep on doing this, and sending letters and being communicative with prospects is always a good thing to do. Create your spreadsheet as well. If you create a spreadsheet, then you're allowing yourself, and this is with your letting agents or your estate agents, you're keeping on top of your business, not getting overwhelmed, which is not what we want for you. These are the platforms that you can look towards getting. If you're doing deal sourcing or packaging, you can look on places like LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, Pinterest, Twitter, Instagram. And say if you're going into the development side of the business, so you're renovating a property and you're looking for investors. Now, this is where it really comes into its own. Say, for instance, you're renovating a property and you just bought your first property and you need to raise some more money. So you take the before and the after pictures. You take them through the whole journey of you renovating that property and what you made at the back end. Don't you think that someone would look at that and think, hey, you've really done really well on this. I now want to invest in you. I have some money. I like what I've seen. I now trust your process. I now want to invest in you. So using these platforms can also get you the investors that you deserve as well. Read all about it. These are the different property news feeds. I always say to people, if you're getting into property, you need to understand the markets, what's happening now, and keep up to date, keep your mind afresh. These are some of the places that you can get information from, the current trends in the property space, what's working, what's not, current strategies that is working, that is not. And FT is a good one. All agencies, that's supposed to be EIG, not EGI, and Property Week. Finding your investments. These are the portals that you can use for comparables as well. And they will give you a raft of information to help you look at comparables for your business and help you decide on what properties is right for you and giving you the indication of what the prices are. Residential property portholes and commercial portholes that you can go to and look at. These are just some of them. Rightmove Commercial, Zoopla Commercial, EG Property Link, Nova Locker, Move Hut, and Property Mall. I always say when you're looking at to get all of these kind of data coming through, it's wise to set up a Gmail account or a Yahoo account, which is free account, just to feed in all of the things that you're signing up to, so it doesn't overwhelm your actual business inbox. So when you set up your Gmail account, you have separate folders for different agencies, and then you can pour the information into there. It keeps your business nice and clean and be able to do what you need to do for your business. These are auction and commercial auctioneers that you can use as well. These are commercial land, that if you're looking for land or commercial units, these are links as well. I'm happy to share these links. If anyone requests it, please contact me at support@swiacademy.com. That's support@swiacademy.com, and happy to share these links with you. Rent and property finders online. Again, Gumtree is a really good one. Craigslist, Simple Rent, to Rent, House Ladder. Look at these platforms and do the comparisons on there. And then you have independent property analysts like Home Trackers. They're really good. I actually use them on a regular basis for information and share this in our weekly news feeds online. Supposing you're moving into an area of investment and you want to check the high crime rate, Up My Street is a really good one to measure what the crime rates are in there, in that road or in that area that you're looking to invest in. These are different property trackers. Remember I was saying to you, if you go on Rightmove, you can track the property, or you can look at what the property return on investment, rental yields, value should be, last on the market, or how long it's been on the market even. There's loads of things you can learn from these property trackers. And you can have them attached to your Google Chrome or Firefox as well. I have Patmar, Property Log, BrickPal, B-Rent. All of these I have little icons on my Chrome dash at the top of my Chrome, and anytime I go to do a property search, it flags up and it pulls out all the information that I need. So I don't have to do a deep dive. It's already there in front of my screen. Now, we talked about crowdfunding before. These are also platforms that you can actually get investment to help your business grow. AXA Funding, Capital Rise, Crowd Property, Funding Circle. These are just a few of crowdfunding platforms that will support and fund your property business. I hope you're getting a lot from this. I know it's a lot of links to take in, but the whole premise of this is I'm trying to show you that it's out there. And all of this is at your fingertips. It's a click away that you can build out a robust business in 90 days. And you can see how I'm showing you sequence of doing things and why that sequence actually works, because all of these things are tagged into your business, therefore allowing you to build out your business in 90 days. So I know you can do this. Once you get past all your objections and begin to invest in yourself, you will start to see a massive growth. There's going to be a massive shift in your knowledge. I've just impacted you with all of these things that you need to be in your business, where the steps start, what you need to do at each step. And if you follow the process, you would achieve to set up your business within 90 days and start working in your property business. Therefore, that's why I created this simple way to search for different types of properties and take the time and the stress out of it for you. So your current reality, anytime you're trying to buy low and sell high, it's inevitable that you're going to hit roadblocks. We all have. You might even experience some of those already. Things like demographic shifts with, making the right offer and even the profit margins. Well, here's what I know to be true. If any of these sound familiar, it's totally normal. I can assure you of that. But if you simply accept it as face value, you'd never buy low and sell high. And I know where you're coming from. I absolutely get it. I was there with you many, many moons ago now. And I know that feeling in your pit of your stomach, am I doing the right thing? Or, this is out of my hand or feel out of control. It's frustrating to come up when you come up against these things again and again. And I've been there with you and I understand it. And I've seen other investors go through the same thing repeatedly. And it's especially stressful because you know that you're getting past these challenges are the key to helping yourself grow and to buy these investments, buying low and selling high. So I'm going to make it easy for you, and I'll help you avoid these unusual headaches by showing you exactly the simple steps that follow for you to buy low and sell high. And before we do that, it's really about put all your energy in building your legacy. What do you want your legacy to say about you? Now, this is our last step in this steps is step 8, creating your legacy. What do you want your family, your loved ones, your generations to come to speak on you about? That mom, auntie, sister, mother created this process for us to benefit from, and it has served us from generations to generations. This is one of my students, and she's on the Savvy Women Investors Academy. She's in it. And she says, as a mentee with the Savvy Women Investors Academy, working with Sapphire has been really encouraging. She is in an authentic self and shares her life experiences, which I do, and both the peaks and valleys, which is relevant. Now, when you're looking at a testimonial like this and someone's reflecting that back on you, I always say to people, I'm passionate about what I do. I'm absolutely involved in my students. I want you to all succeed. It is about holding your hand and taking you through the process, but in a process that you can go at your pace and understand it for your benefit. As you said, the Savvy Women Academy is much like a sisterhood. We celebrate each other's wins and boost each other to a higher height, which is a beautiful testimonial. So today is really all about you. What is your future design, your current reality? Anytime you're trying to build out a property portfolio, it could be hard because in the beginning, everything is new. It's like those shiny objects we talked about. You gravitate to all these different shiny objects. And I don't want you to see this as a shiny object. I want you to take it in a step-by-step process. So here's another step-by-step. This is how you do it. So we showed you the process to get to this now. So step one, educate yourself. The key step here is to research what strategy property is right for you. And it may not be right for other investors, but you have to know what is right for you. And you could probably look at other investors and walk in their path and say, right, this is what I'm going to do. Do not be shy. Ask them what works for them and follow in their footsteps to succeed. Step two, do your research. On average, 70% of property performances will be based around the properties where the properties are located. And the key here is to research these core principles. Step three, set a realistic budget. Purchasing your first property, investment property, and getting it ready for the rental market or to sell will involve some of your time and a small financial commitment. The golden rule here is not to underestimate how much resources are going to be needed at this step. Set up a savings account, a rainy day pod, so that you can use it in the event of anything happening in the future. Step four, purchase the correct property. Although the location is critical, a part of playing in your investment performance here, being the owner of the right properties in that location is also fundamental. It's also important to note that the property should be suitable for your target market of that area, and you should have previously identified this earlier in the research step. Think before you buy. Now, when I say this, I really mean it. Think before you purchase something. Always know that you are happy to purchase this because you've done all your figures, facts, and due diligence, and they all stack. So always think before you buy. Step six, delegate the work to specialists. Now, everyone wants to wear all the hats all at once, and sometimes that can become very overwhelming. So delegate the work. It's going to be very impractical for you as a new investor or even a seasoned investor to carry out all this work. Make sure you've got a property manager, accountant, a handyman, anyone that is a finance broker, anyone that is going to be in your hub. Put them in your team in order that you can delegate out the work. It will make light work for you in the end. 7, get insurance. Some people tend not to get insurance on their properties when they purchase it because they think it's a waste of money. However, if your roof blew off, how much or thousands of pounds would you have wanting to be spending out when you could have spent a few 20-30 pound a month to get the right insurance? So always cover yourself for the right insurance. This goes against everything that I think when people say I'm not going to get insurance, it gripes me because I just feel if something should happen, a fire, a flood, a storm, we've had those over the years in the UK, a tree falling on your house or someone's damaged your property, at least you can, you know, it's sad that something's happened, but at the same time, at least you know you've covered yourself in the event that it does. Step 8, never buy an unseen property. Now, in this situation where it's impossible for you to see the property, hire an independent specialist buying service to be your eyes and ears, giving you the security that you need, allowing you to therefore make the informed decision without losing money. By working with these 8 key steps process that I've just shown you, hopefully these steps will save you time and be cost effective, so you won't make mistakes as well. and been putting yourself in a positive, stress-free position as well. So where newbies trip up is they're not getting themselves educated and thus leading to costly mistakes, which I don't want for you. Another testimonial was with Charmaine, who really wanted to get into property investment before she met me. But every time that she was going into it, she owns one property already. Every time she was going into it, the costs were high. She loved the programs, but they were really high. And when she saw me on Navigating Life, she really gravitated to me and what I could offer. And I was able to then show her that what I was doing was going to be beneficial to her, and she saw the benefits herself. And such a lovely, lovely, I mean, we have a lovely group of women. We are a community, and that's what I want you to build out. Excuse me, a community of women, and we're a community of women that help one another and embrace one another to do great things. So sometimes I always say, don't panic, because number one, fear is a number one factor for everyone. So fear one is you don't know what to do. You're confused. You're thinking, oh, what do I do? Fear two could be, where am I going to find the money? Well, we talked about that. And fear three is there's not too much to do and learn, and I don't have the time. Through all of these, I've just shown you exactly how you can know what to do. I've given you all the steps for that, where you can get the money from, and if you don't have the money, what strategies you can use. I've just done that. And there's too much for you to learn and you don't have the time. I've shown you how you can break it down in small bite chunks. Would you agree with me on that? But here's what our Prime Minister wants us to do. He wants us to build, build, build. So in this very moment, in this very day, you are in the right place because you're on this mastermind class learning about how to invest in property. And the beautiful thing is, our Prime Minister wants us to invest in property. Our Prime Minister wants us to go out there and build properties because there is a shortage of housing, which he sees that we need to supply as an investor. We need to put properties back into the market. So you're in the right space. If our Prime Minister says, go, let's go. Let's start building out our investment portfolios. So not being financially educated in property can lead to losing money, investing in the wrong areas and properties, breaking the law, bad tenants. And, you know, we talked about tenants. You don't want bad tenants because bad tenants breed losses in your property and will damage your property as well. Rents not stacking up, doing your due diligence. We've talked about that. Bad management of property. Again, I said, hand it over to a management team. And not creating wealth, but debt. Now, if we're coming from a space of that, we've got debt already, why would we want to create more debt? Simple fact to consider. Well, here's a fact for you. Old habits stop people from getting what they want more than anything else. They keep them stuck in this habitual behavior. We're like Ferris on Ferris wheels. We keep them going round and round and round. And on a subconscious level, we're just stuck. So let's face it, dealing with this process, I know can be tough, but the worst are the negative thoughts and the doubts that we also have that creep into our head and we think, I can't do this, I can't achieve this. Well, I'm here to break that belief because I believe that you as a woman can achieve whatever you want. And it's really getting over that fear and having a supportive community around you, have women that are on the same journey as you, having a supportive coach, someone that's holding your hand, taking you slowly through this whole process will break that cycle. And then you start to grow confidence, start to sit up tall and believe in yourself. And it's always about believing yourself, because if I believe in you, in turn, you will start to believe in yourself. So have you ever asked if it's real? Can I actually do this? You know, it is real. You can do it. You can achieve whatever you want in life. being awake at night is not a good thing. And to be honest, a lot of successful investors have had these very thoughts. And in fact, I did. I remember laying awake at night wondering what it would take to be successful. And to make matters worse, it also seems that people doubted me as well. And a lot of people, there was a lot of doubting Thomases out there that didn't believe that I could be successful. And that was family and friends. And to make what matters worse, I constantly doubted myself. I don't anymore because I believe in who I am and what I can achieve. Then I realized something, that I could let this become my truth and have it stop me from getting what I want, or I could tap into the energy that I was putting into the negative side of it, spending time worrying, and turn it around and channel that into a positive goal to achieve. And that's exactly what I did. Because worrying takes a lot of energy, right? Yeah, if I can see all the yeses coming in. And you know how worn out it can become. You just feel frazzled. And I mean, as I said to you, I've got 4 kids and 7 grandchildren, and I know I don't look it. I don't want the grey hairs, unnecessary grey hairs, by over worrying and overthinking things. And I don't want that for you as well. I want you to feel that you're going through a process of learning, but loving what you're learning and getting so much from it. Not only building out your business, but growing as a woman as well. We never stop learning and we never stop growing. And when you're in a community of people that are warm and loving and comforting to you, you feel like you can really sit up tall and be you. This is not about being a fake. This is not about being in cliques. It's about being you. Read all about it. So here's the great news. If you feel that this is actually a good thing that you've got from me today and all the strength that you need, and you need to harness it and use it in a better way, and nothing will make you feel more better, then taking action and moving yourself forward. Because the goal is a reality. It's not a pipe dream, it's a reality. But what action should you take? And I'll share this in just a few moments. So the road to success is right in front of you. Here we have coming up another testimonial from one of our clients as well, who basically, she looked at the Savvy Investors program and wanted to build out a generation wealth for her children as well, and build that in property and build up her property business so she could leave a legacy behind for her loved ones and her children, and show her children what the benefits of having this type of business will bring to her. So what is the Savvy Women's Investors Academy and how can it help you? So if you're a newbie property investor and you aren't sure how to get started, or you're an experienced investor and want to expand, the Savvy Women Investors Academy can help you. So before we get stuck into that, and let's look at some facts. Every year there are people just like you who are successfully learning to build a property business. And in fact, there are many women more today than there was ever before. With the information that I've shared with you, they've been able to build out their business. Now, didn't I say it was easy? Remember, old habits are easy to change, but what with this, it's going to be even easier to change those old habits into good ones. And right now is the absolute best time to make this happen, especially if you're committed to knowing how to build your property business, because most importantly, it's about you and what you want to do in yourself moving forward. And if you think about having a community of other women investors who are on the same journey as you, all committed to creating their more time for them and more money for them, you're in the right space. This opportunity that we have for you today is why I'm so passionate about helping women investors. This is the reason why I created the Savvy Women Investors Academy. Silver Potter says, investing in yourself, in your education, there is nothing better. So would you allow me to share something with you? So if you leave this discussion today, you would agree, did you get a lot of information from me, right? but you haven't built a property business before, and it can be a little overwhelming. I agree with that. But you want to do something about it. Is it okay if I show you the easy way in which you can do it? Thank you to agree for me to share that. But before I go there, I want to share with you my why. Now, many years ago, I was married, and it was an abusive relationship. And I had to flee that home that I lived in. I literally scooped my kids up, packed our bags, and left. I didn't have anything with me. I walked into an estate agent and asked that estate agent to help house me and my children. Bearing in mind, I had no money for deposits or anything like that. This estate agent did help me, and long and short of it, we was placed in a safe home. He put us in a home, and I said to him, I will pay back the deposit as soon as I've made back the money, which I went to him, which I did, and he refused to take it. What he said to me is that I should go and help other women in this situation, hence my story moving forward. I am launching a charity that supports women called the Safe Haven, that supports these women that are in these relationships, need to leave these relationships either by themselves or with their families. We're going to give them a whole host of support to move them forward in their journey, to heal them within, to make them believe that they are loved and there's genuine love that we will show them, and that they have the right support in place for themselves. Now, when I started out on my journey, that's all my focus was. I really wanted to make this happen. I believed in helping other women, and over the years have supported other women, but I knew I needed to do more. So when I set up this academy and when I set up my businesses, I always made sure that money was set aside to build out our charity, to make sure that our charity was going to be supported financially and is going to be robust in whatever guises it came in, so that we can really help these women, not only with emotional support or services support, financial support. So I've been working on this for quite some time to make sure that we had enough in our pot to give them, and the right people around us to support in this charity, moving us forward. Now I'm rolling this out. It's going to be called the thing is called Safe Haven. The homes that we are looking to develop and build is called Safe Havens, and it's the Real Women Me movement. So we're looking at making sure that this movement is rolled out across the world. It's not just in the UK, it's going to be across the world. We are, however, starting our mission in Kenya, because we've got supporting people over there, and we've already made some great inroads and connections. And that's why I do it. That's my why. When I started out on my business journey over 30 years ago, it was for my children. I was a teen mother, and I believed in not just being a impractical teen mother, but being a teen mother that had some substance, that could support her children going forward and could build a lifetime supporting factor and lifetime generation wealth for my kids. So I was always on a journey, and I always had two key whys: my children and now our charity Safe Haven, and creating this movement across the world called The Real Woman Me. And that's why I do it. And I'm passionate about it. And that's why I pour my soul and heart into women as well, to build them up, to give them the confidence and tell you that you can do it. This is another testimonial for one of our clients, Deborah, and she really has come inroads into developing herself and sending us properties and sharing how she's developing herself over the course of her journey through the academy as well. She's, shared properties with us, and we're currently looking at doing a deal with her as well, that she's brought to the table, and she's wrote us a lovely testimonial that I'm happy to share with you all. So, savvy women, is this you? Are you feeling like you want to build your property business, you know you want to do it, but you don't know how. You know, you don't know where to start. You feel a little overwhelmed. You want to invest in yourself, but you don't know, you know, what's going to cost. I really want you to be part of this academy. You are going to be seeing so much change and so much growth within yourself over the period of time that you are with us. So the Savvy Women Investor Academy, come inside the Savvy Women Investors Academy and let me show you what it's about. So let's take a minute and talk about what's included in the Investors Academy. I mean, there's a lot that is included in here, and I want to share this with you. So here's a quick overview. You get modules 1 to 6, and we'll give you bonus modules as well. And each of these modules are giving you the base, and you keep on building on that. So module 1 is module 0 is the introduction, it's the beginning, then creating your personal strategy, and then creating your property strategy. And it goes into module 3, where you're creating your property strategy, how to create your financial plan, what we've talked about before. So we're going deeper, and each one of these is inside the membership hub, and you'll get each one of these modules, and it is work that's associated with it. So it's not just something to read, you have to do the work as well. And then how to get your legal knowledge, and how to actually create your business. There's no point in going through the theory if you're not going to put it into practice. And that's what sets us apart. We take you through the theory, but we also want you to actually deliver a business at the back end of each of these modules that you're going to learn. So how would it be delivered? We'll be online, and you know, we do online 3 days a week. We'll be teaching you every 2 weeks. We'll be delivering the teaching with you. We'll be showing you the methods and going through the modules with you. So we'll be going through the process. We'll take each module at a time and go through it, so that you understand how to answer your questions within inside the modules as well. It's live online on the Zoom meeting that we have. And we also have networking meetings and various other things, fun things that we do as well. So if you're ready to stop feeling overwhelmed and confused, we've got you. The Savvy Women has got you. We have easy to follow steps, lessons, actionable steps to implement now that you can take now. So if you join the membership, you're able to get in there and have access to the full membership straight away. You know that there's lots of course trainings out there. Heck, we not even know it ourselves. We've been on a few ourselves many years ago. And, you know, it's hard to decipher the information that's out there. You get overwhelmed, as we talked about before. You shuffle through things and you think, well, where do I start? Where does this go? How do I work out my strategy? All overwhelming stuff, but we have it in a sequence. We've created a pathway for you to follow it step by step. We have expert help on hand. We have VIP guests once a week to come in and share their expertise with you, and share where you can really grow your property business as well, and get the necessary help that you need. Month after month, mentorship directed by myself. I teach. We know getting the right support is very key, and the collaborations that we have with our guests is phenomenal. We get the right speakers in. This could be solicitors, accountants, finance brokers, mindful coaches, any person that we deem really out there to help you as a savvy property investor. We're going to support you with that. We have the Savvy Masterclass courses that could be over the weekend. We have Savvy Networking that is done on Monday. You share in the community what you've been up to, how you've been doing it. We have an exclusive Facebook group and the Savvy Coach With Me program as well. We have the Savvy Prepared Target workshop. So it's laser on a property strategy, and then you can make an informed decision on what property strategy will actually suit you. So we give you support your foundation, building on that. We've got the answers, we'll help you. If you need help with any stage, we'll help you. Any specialized assistance, we're there for you. We've got you. The Swayer team has got you. We've always got you, and we always will have you. We'll support implementations through live Facebook Q&As, Zoom calls, workshop, breakout rooms, and much, much more. But you have to ask your question, is the Savvy Women Investor Academy right for you? The people who get the biggest benefits from the Savvy Women Investor Academy is those that have a can-do attitude, love being challenged, and love learning new things. People like Charmin, who we saw in the testimonial, you know, and someone like Natalie, who joined the Investor Academy to learn the skills and ability to purchase a house for investment once purchasing a property, and intends to build out her portfolio as she goes along. So who shouldn't join this the Savvy Women Investors Academy? So before I go any further, I want to take an objective look, for you to take an objective look at this. Who will not do well with this material? It's not for everyone who wants that kind of check things out. You know, I want to just check it out. I want to see what it's about. I want to kind of build a property business. Getting these types of results takes a commitment to succeed. Would you want to fly with a pilot who had a new module fly? Or would you rather a pilot that had the commitment to master the necessary skills to take you safely across wherever you wanted to go? The Savvy Women Investors Academy is for people who are committed to doing what it takes to build their profitable business. If your intentions are and right attitude is not right, this isn't the program for you, and the best is not for you to join. So how can you get started? Well, we have here an amazing offer today. We have 3 different packages to suit all financial needs. So our first package that we have is the bronze package. In the bronze package, you will have lifetime access on our membership site for the Investors Academy online program. You'll have a Savvy Bonus 1, the Savvy Women Method 3-day intensive, and Savvy Bonus 2 deep dive property strategy training with more. Today you can get started for £116 for 6 payments of £116 thereafter, a saving of £99, or you could pay in full of £597 today if you pay in full. That's our Savvy Bronze. Savvy Silver is based on the lifetime access to the Savvy Women Investors Academy online program. Savvy Bonus, the Savvy Women Method Intensive, that's our 3-day. The Deep Dive Property Strategy Training. The Savvy Bonus, you get 10 lives, the Savvy Women Method online sessions. You get featured on our podcasts and in our blogs, so to get you out there. You get bonuses, templates, and you get 10 Bring a Deal sessions. The Bring a Deal sessions are priceless, I think, because you can bring the deals, and if the deals work, we would actually invest in your business as well. You could get started today for as little as £195. Full payment is £1,797, or 6 months payments you can do at £350, or 12 months you can spread it over 12 months of £175. If you pay in full today, you're making a saving of £303 by paying £1,797 if you pay today. And our last package is the Gold Build a House in 90 Days Sprint. So as before, you get all your lifetime access. You get your Savvy Bonus intensive with myself, 3 days. You get your deep dive property strategy training. You get the 10 live Savvy Women Method online sessions. You also get features on our blog and podcasts. You get templates. You get bring the deals, 10 deals, 7. This is the greatest one. You get weekly Q&A sessions with me. 8, you get one-on-one sessions with the Savvy SWI Academy's coach. That could be one-on-one sessions with finance broker or any of our coaches that is going to help you build out your business. The sprint bonus is the collaboration with the Savvy Women Investors Academy or introduction to relevant collaborations. So that could be collaborating on a buying a property deal. And sprint bonus 10, sprint members only, sessions, VIP guests, and special surprises, priceless. This package is $3,000 today and reoccurring after your 90 days of £300 per month. So the Savvy Gold Build a House in 90 Days Sprint. With all of these packages, I'd like to emphasize that if you are in a financial situation, please reach out to us on info@swiacademy.com and we will help you. That's info@swiacademy.com and we will help you to work out another financial plan if you want to do any of these packages and can't quite afford it at the moment. We're happy to do that. So get started today and join. The link has been shared in the chat, so please feel free. If you are watching this on a replay, please reach out and we'll give you the link, but you can actually copy this link as well. It's going to be there. It's going to be live. That is, the link is swiacademy.com/join-the/academy/. Come and join us. But I love giving extras. I'm not just about giving what I just said. I like giving more goodies. So here's the more goodies. These are the Savvy bonuses that we have for you. We have 5 bonuses for you today. So this is how I can support you. Bonus 1, all the documents that you would need to manage your property business. Inside this pack, you'll find all that you need to become an instant boss lady with all the requirements and paperwork, over 200 documents to help you succeed on your property journey. Bonus 2, property deal analysis templates. Remember I was talking about making sure that the numbers work? Well, this is the perfect bonus gift that you're going to get if you join any of the packages today. These are fantastic templates that will help you work out your property deals and cash flow so that you know that the deal will work. And even if you're doing sourcing or deal packaging, this will help you work it out for on behalf of your clients and how much money you would need to put in to achieve your business goals. Savvy bonus 3. Bonus 3, this is gold dust. You have all the templates for setting up your property business. If you're renting out or anything else, priceless information here. And this will aid you to get you going. It has so many pages. It's a massive document. It's an agency document. So it's everything from rental agreements, everything that you need to have a robust rental business. It's all in there for you. Bonus 4, the Savvy Profits Pension Workbook, which contains over 100 pages of links to property portals and information, telephone scripts, even to estate agents. If you're not confident, you can follow a script. To agents, various control property strategies and how to generate a deal template as well, and much more. And this is resources. This bonus is about networking. We've got how to network, exclusive Facebook groups, Savvy Coach and me. The 5 bonuses were designed with you in mind, and this will give you the extra help that you need alongside the extra help that I will give you as well on top of all these bonuses. If you join today and you go into the members area, you will see an overload of information that is on there. There's more bonuses that I've put in there, and there's more information in there to really help your business. So these are the 5 bonuses, as I said, were designed with you in mind. So here's what you get. You get all the workbooks and help sheets that you'll get for your business as well. You'll get all the recordings of any lessons or workshops that we've done, VIP Facebook groups, Savvy Women community support, access to the power team, and all communications, email, text, WhatsApp, Messenger, Telegram, and all your bonuses that we just shared. So I always believe that when you're doing something, it's to be intentional. So I want to guarantee your success. So I've also guaranteed a money back guarantee. And if you invest in the Savvy Women Investors Academy today and you sign up today and you don't like it, just let me know. I will give you back your money. No questions asked, no quibbles. I know how much you'll benefit from it. I know how much you'll get from it. And I know that whatever I teach, I know that it's priceless. So why buy now? The registration period is closing on the 1st of July, 2021. We do this so that we can cater to all new members coming through. It's just like college, really. You wouldn't want someone like you started your course and then all of a sudden midterm, someone's just joining it and disrupting your learning process. We do that with the academy. We close the doors. So up until the first 11:59 p.m., that's the deadline for registration. I'd love you on board. I'd love you to be part of this academy and join us. And I can show you exactly what we're about and why we do what we do. So as you look to decide, just know this: if you feel overwhelmed as a newbie on choosing the right strategy, or you're struggling to expand, this is totally normal. For most of us, the biggest challenge is trying to manage this on top of every other responsibilities that we have. Life is ongoing competition for the time and attention, and competition is rarely won, but it doesn't have to be that way. By making your goals a priority, by making you the priority today, and having the need to make this your reality and your desire to build out a good property business going forward is going to become your reality. So this may be your desired reality. Goals and dreams. Are you looking for any of these in this area? Funding your children's education, getting out of debt, saving money. Are you looking for extra income, owning a business, to be financially independent? If you're looking for this, then you're in the right place. Join the Savvy Women Investors Academy today. Join me and register for the Savvy Women Investors Academy. I'd love to have you here. And as we go back through, this is what you'll get for the Savvy Bronze. You can start for as little as £116 today. The Silver starting today at £175 today. The Rocket, the Savvy Gold, this is £3,000 because we're going to take you to build your business in 90 days sprint. And you will have a business in 90 days if you join this program. So here's the link again to join this program, and we look forward to having you on board. I can't wait to start teaching you. I can't wait to see you, seeing what I really am about, and that I'm genuine, not only just here on this masterclass. Sapphire is a genuine business woman who loves property, who loves the community, and loves working with her community. So my final thoughts: just by learning what we've covered today, you're one step closer to your ultimate goal. You want to flourish, and you and I both know it's so much more than just that, because it means that you'll be able to have more knowledge and time to have fun with your family. And that's what I really want for you. And that's what really matters. It isn't easy seeing how things can fit together now, but it will become easier. And most importantly, it doesn't feel good knowing that you should have focused right now, regardless of where you are in your journey, be focused. It has been a jam-packed mastermind class, and I thank you for staying with me until the end. So make sure you review your notes and put these all into action, because you can build out your business in 90 days. But if you think that you need someone there to support you and be your supporting cheerleader, and the Swayer team and myself that's got you, then join our academy today. We'd love to have you with us, and would love you to experience what other members have been experiencing and going forward. So take the necessary steps, not only for yourself, but for your future generation to come, and create that for them, and put yourself in that position of trusting me to bring you there, and trusting that I will hold your hand through the whole process when you choose any of our packages going forward. Thank you so much for listening to me this evening. It's been a great pleasure, and I really hope that you got a lot from it. If you'd like to contact me, please feel free to go to our website, or you can use these contact details. My name is Sapphire Gray. You can contact us at support@swiacademy.com. That's our website. Social media handles, SWI Academy, Twitter, SWI Academy, Instagram, SWI Academy. Do you have any questions for me?